Hey y'all, so I'm back again today because we are starting some of my favorite companion plants, and I wanted to talk a little bit about each one because I do start some of them early. So one of my favorites that I started growing last year or the year before is, and these are the same seeds that I've been using for the last several years, is Calendula, or I call it Calendula, but some people call it Calendula. I don't know, I think it's Calendula. So that's what I'm going with. But my favorite is this Ball's Improved Orange from Baker Creek. It's very pretty. It does well with a frost, but I had started some in, I think, October, and we had those like 4 hard freezes in November, and it really damaged them, and then the ice that came from the snowstorm completely killed it. So this week I went and direct sowed some more calendula out into the garden so that it can go ahead and start. I love doing this because, like I said, it's a direct sow and it is super easy. I just sprinkle it across the ground, sprinkle a little bit of soil on the top, wet it, and it sprouts. Another one that I planted this year, and this is my first year planting this variety, it's from Eden Brothers, and it is the Sunset Bluff. I just wanted like a couple different colors because I do use these when I do my cut flower arrangements in some of them. Of course, I made like some salves and I infused some oils with them last year, and we dried some out and we saved some of the seeds as well. So just one of my favorite flowers to plant in the garden. The bees and the butterflies love it. So this is chamomile, and a type of chamomile. It is the Matricaria, and this is the Magic Single. I bought this to also go into cut flowers, but you can save the flowers for tea, but I've mainly bought it to put in my cut flower garden. It's just a cute little white flower. So we're gonna start these today because they are some that you start 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost date, and that is where we are since our frost date is March 15th. Now, these are my favorite. I love planting marigolds. Marigolds seems to be one of those things that everybody loves, and there's a few people that can't stand them, and I think it's the smell that makes people not enjoy them. If you go look at my pictures that I posted in the community, butterflies love them, and I grow a giant variety, and it's my favorite. And I love it so much that I not only save the seeds, but I also go and buy a packet of seeds every time I find them. So it's the Fairy Morse brand, and I haven't been able to find this variety anywhere else, but I get these at Tractor Supply, and it's the Cracker Jack variety. And I'm gonna post a photo. And these are huge, as you can tell, like the size of the palm of my hand. And these are great in cut flowers. They're the tall Africans. So marigolds come in basically two varieties. You have the bush, which is shorter and thicker, which are the French marigolds. And then you have Africans, which are tall and, yeah, probably about shoulder high, like right here. They get huge and they come on long stems, so they're great in your cut flower arrangements also. But marigolds deter pests, and that's the main reason we plant them in our garden. So anywhere I can stick a marigold, I put them on the ends of my tomato rows, and then all throughout my raised bed gardens, I'll stick a marigold wherever I can. Specifically, the bush marigolds are probably better for your raised bed gardens because they're low and small, whereas the Africans are going to be more probably for like the ends of your rows or in your row gardens and things like that. But the Cracker Jack Marigold is my favorite. Like I said, I seed save, so I have African marigolds, which I can post a picture of them as well. They just don't have the big bloom like the Cracker Jack marigolds that are my favorites, specifically, like I said, for cut flowers. And then I have what I call a bush marigold. I've just saved these over the years, so these are the French marigolds. I can post a picture. Bush marigolds, they're just really domed. They'd be really pretty in pots. I've never planted them in pots. Might do that this year. I got 2 new varieties to try this year from Baker Creek, and the main reason I got this one is because they said it was a great filler flower, and it's the Sweet Mage or the Mexican Mint Marigold. And so I bought it as a filler flower for cut flowers. I told y'all that I am really upping my cut flower gardens. I don't know if I'll sell any this year. Last year I planted a lot, and then this year I am expanding again, but eventually my hope is that I can sell a couple small bouquets a week, just to support my crazy hobby. And then another variety that I got to try this year is the Kilimanjaro white variety. And so these are a white marigold, like a lightish yellow marigold. These are pretty much like the African marigolds that I seed save, as in the shape of the flower, but I decided I wanted to try for a different color. These will also be used in cut flowers. Okay, so I plan on using these because hopefully they can stay in these until it is time to put them out into my garden. All of these seeds can be direct sown in your garden as soon as the last frost has passed. So if you don't have an area where you can start seeds, of course, direct sow these into your garden. I just like to get a head start because then I have bigger flowers to deter, or bigger plants to deter pests. And also I get cut flowers sooner. So that's why I start mine. So I'm just gonna fill these up with some seed starting soil, and then we will start planting our seeds. So now all our marigolds are started so that we will have something to help deter pests, and in a couple days they should all sprout. And once our last frost date has come and gone and there is no danger of any more frost, I will transplant them out into the garden. They are a great companion plant for tomatoes and squash, so that is basically what I use them for, but they also have benefits as a cut flower. So I hope that y'all enjoyed hearing about my favorite marigolds, and if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments.